Hello, everybody. Welcome back to On the Come Up with KG. And today we have a special guest, Willyynova. And I'm going to let him go ahead and introduce himself.
How y'all doing? I'm WillyNova, also known as Will Griffin for my full name. I'm okay with the government as well. When I go to Grambling State University, I also compose music, rap, sample produce.
Okay, sorry. I did not know your last name was Griffin.
Yeah, it is.
My last name is Griffin.
I mean, I knew your name was KG, but
yeah, G is Griffin. But okay, so I like to tell the audience a little bit about how we know each other so they get the feel. So he went to Grambling. Y'all know I went to Grambling State. We met through some mutual friends. Will does music. That's what we're going to talk about today. And so that's kind of how we met each other. But I haven't seen you in
maybe like time stamp
it might have been like 2 years, I would say. At least 2 years. At the most? I would say at the least. But yeah, I haven't seen him in 2 years. So what's life been like for you lately?
Life has been a roller coaster, to say the least. A lot of good though. I can't really complain too much. I'm very gracious of all the positive that has come between the time. One thing for sure, it's been a lot of new things, a lot of new experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I pledged Phi Beta Sigma. That was new.
Congratulations.
Thank you on that. That was like a little sliver, little side cameo of life that just happened, like in between the mix. But music going up, a lot of just new environments I've been acquainted with, new people, new connections. Just a lot.
Okay, so you're still in school. First and foremost, how old are you?
I'm 23.
23, and you're still in school. What do you want to school for?
Mass communication minor and engineering technology.
Okay, and so you do music, obviously. Mm-hmm. You do music, and you do really good music. So at this point, what is your motivation to finish school? You know, some people are like, okay, I see I'm getting a little traction. Mm-hmm. F school, we going full fledged, but why is it important for you to stay down and finish school?
I mean, I originally went to school like already with a fixated mindset that I was going to finish. So mm-hmm. It's like it didn't matter what I was doing. I could be driving boats. I'd still be finishing school. Like that was always the goal. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I just like to check all my boxes in life before I leave. Without school, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet the people I met to make the music I make today.
That's very true.
In all honesty, like it was a blessing still. Like I use every opportunity as a multifaceted way. So school, like, definitely helped me in a lot of ways that it did just give me the education I needed. Ironically. But,
yeah, I think especially with Grambling, because I know that community, you, James, it's like a tight-knit community, a very tight-knit community.
Very much so.
Like, it's very tight-knit.
It's one of those, if you know, you know.
Yeah, exactly. If you gang, you gang. If you're not, sucks. But yeah, it's a very tight-knit community, and I remember, like, you guys would just be working on music 24/7. Like, the only time I would catch James is, like, one of my best friends, is if I came to his house and sat in the studio with all the dudes, with all the guys. So that's interesting. And then I know I seen that you were in the Army. You were in the military?
Yeah, I was in the military. I joined the military back in 2018. This is before I even got to college. So I went to basic training the semester that everybody's freshman semester was. Like, I came that semester afterwards. It was like spring instead of the fall. So yeah, that happened. That was how I got into school though. Like, okay. I had to pay for school so.
Okay, I was gonna ask, like, what motivated you to go to them?
Yeah. Only motivation was to pay for school.
Okay.
I'm not the most patriotic individual, but you know what I'm saying. I had to do what I had to do. I sacrificed.
Any lasting lessons from being in the military?
Absolutely, I learned a lot from the military. That's one thing about me. I'm going to make the best out of every situation, regardless. Like, it doesn't matter. Like I ain't gonna lie. It was definitely a lot though. Like, there's a lot to unpack from my experience, but yeah, definitely. I was an aircraft maintainer, hydraulics, so I did a lot with the flight line. I worked on the flight line. Without my crew, planes just not getting there.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely a lot of takeaways from that, other than just like my job component, like professionalism,
discipline.
Yeah, like taking care of business, just being on top of your game and being punctual.
Okay, and so I know you said you just crossed Sigma. How did that come about? Because I know you were building a following on TikTok, and I know you got a very strong support base on TikTok. So congratulations for that. And so I know when you do stuff like that, it kind of causes you to stray away from the internet for a little while.
Yeah.
Were you concerned about that at all?
I didn't have a choice, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, but were you concerned? Like, dang, I can't be.
I wasn't really like concerned, just because I try to tell people before all the time, like, I'm okay with the obstacles life throws. It's like it's just an opportunity to overcome. Like, as far as like not being able to heavily promote myself at the time period where I couldn't be on the internet. Ironically, my music was doubling.
Yeah.
Like I think I hit it so hard last year. Like I dropped 3 projects last year that were solo, not including the ones where I did with other people. So because of all that access traffic, it probably helped that people had more time to get into it with me being gone. And I think that would really blew my music up. Like honestly, my monthly listeners doubled from the month of like January to now. It was like 50,000. I was like 111K. Like, but this is like all for me not dropping. I didn't drop any music this year at all. Like, I dropped features as a collaborative with other artists, but still that's like a stray away from me just uploading music myself. You know what I'm saying? And doing it on my own. So I mean, it's all for a good purpose.
Yeah. When did you start making music?
I started making music back in 2020.
Oh, so you're new, and you're already seeing this much progress. Look at you.
Yeah, I'm a headstrong individual. Like when it comes to like passion, crafts, or just anything artistically, like or like not even artistically, just anything I do, I'm fully endowed. Like I don't know, I feel like that just helped me propel faster. Like, and I'm hyper fixated on like self improvement all the time. Like so, like it just helps with like just gradually getting better. Like I study my my analytics, and I go back and I take my time to really like look at what I got going on so I can make more progress. I'm a progress junkie.
Right. See what works, what's not working.
Yeah, like literally, like I'm obsessed with it.
I'm the same way. When's your birthday?
May 21st.
So you're a
Gemini.
Oh.
Everybody's scared of Gemini. Everybody's scared of Gemini.
I'm scared of you. No, I'm kidding. But
No, you're not kidding. Give it a buck. I'm fine with this.
It's a lifestyle, right? It's a lifestyle. No, I don't know. I'm not too heavy in the astrology stuff, y'all. I'm a woman of God. Word. But one thing that people say is a recurrent theme with Virgos, that's my sign, is that we're perfectionists. And I don't know if it's a Virgo thing, but like it's a me thing. I can say that. I'm the same way. But when you started making music in 2020, was that with James or no?
I started making music on my own, literally in like during the pandemic. Like,
okay.
At home. I was bored as hell. I was bored. Quite frankly, it wasn't really much to do. I was really trying just to do anything. I was really like, as far as music, I'm not going to say it was completely unfamiliar to me altogether. Like I used to freestyle a lot. Okay. I used to, you know what I'm saying? But as far as recording myself, I thought it was corny as shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because the whole notion of a rapper, like just being a rapper, like it's so heavily stigmatized. It's like, are you a rapper now?
Like everybody wants to be a
rapper. So
I get the same thing with the podcast. Yeah, everybody wants a podcast. Like everybody not you though, and everybody ain't me. So.
Exactly. But would you figure out how to individualize and make your own mark on it yourself? That's when people will start seeing it for the true art of it, and that's what like I feel like over time I was able to allow that to be my driving point. That's because people mess with the music even when it was like just first. Like I started making music in 2020, slowly accumulating my own like artillery, like all my stuff. Like I didn't go to studios. I didn't spend money on studio time. I just bought it, like bought materials and just slowly accumulated more and trained myself to learn how to do it on my own. That way, I didn't need anybody because one thing is comfortable. Like it was easy for me to do that. Like, I didn't have to worry about learning and tripping and falling and getting back up while somebody was watching.
Yeah.
You know so, I wasn't going to be with nobody anyway. COVID was ridiculous at the time. So, you know what I'm saying? But it definitely allowed me to do something. Like, generally, like, I didn't have shit to do. Like, you literally, I went outside a lot. I probably did a lot of fishing. I used to go kick it with my dad and my little brother. We would go outside, play basketball, like, or we just argue about shit, like random ass shit.
Yeah, debates, family debates.
Like literally, because oh my god, pandemic.
It was a time. It was a time to be alive.
Bro, you really learn your family. Learn how you really coexist with them.
Yeah, true. Yeah, very true.
I had to find, like, I ain't gonna lie, I think everybody was going through like an awakening during that period.
For sure.
So like I had to find a way to express. Music was always something that I had attached to the way I felt from the beginning of time. Like music was always very close to me. So it never really was like confusing that I would begin to do it. It's just I didn't see myself stepping out of my shell like the way I did and doing it with so much courage over like this short term of 3 years. Because I mean, shoot, I got over 100 plus songs out, like with like 1,000 on release. It's like I was just working, like doing a whole bunch, honestly. But people would eat it up though. I just never really, like, as far as putting it out there for people to consume, that was always my part that I feel like I had to do. It wasn't really about me like, hey, go mess with my music, because I never cared if people listen. You know what I'm saying? I just put it out there so that people who actually enjoyed it, they could. And I feel like that separated the people from who actually were fans and who really weren't. So whoever actually messed with it, they would be doing it on their own volition. Yeah. Like everything happened off the gristle. That's the grand scheme of just WillyNova and the stardom and success as to this very point right now. Everybody buys into the stock. That's what I view myself as. Not even myself, but like the entity that I created through music, which is WillyNova. Buy into the stock. Like you're not just a fan, but like you could be a fan, but it's like you're part of the team once you support. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because everything with me is a genuine interaction. As far as if you were to show love to me, I'm going to show it back. You know,
for sure.
So yeah, that's what all the music really represents. From the beginning of 2020, that's how it really accumulated. Like really, people would. I think I started like posting on my story just a little bit, but like not even really trying to show anybody for real. Like I was like, if they mess with, they mess with. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really care. I really started making music out of boredom. I swear to God, this is not a joke. Like I made it out of boredom, and on top of that, I was making music that I felt like people weren't making. Like I'm trying to make music that I wanted to listen to. That's why I'm the biggest fan. I play my own music. Yeah. Artists be like, they don't play their own music. It's like, I don't know how they feel about it. They make it for other people. I'm making music for me. Right. I'm making it for me.
Yeah. I think that's what separates. I think that's a very important point. Whenever somebody asks me about the creative aspect of things or just like doing something, when it comes to creativity, I think the biggest takeaway is detaching yourself from any type of outcome. Like, don't attach yourself to the fame, the money, the numbers. It's you doing something because you genuinely love to do it, and you feel like you're good at it, and you putting it out into the world for other people to relate to you or to join in on that feeling. But when you're so focused on like, okay, I need to do this because I need to make money, I need to get some clout, exactly. That's where you crash. That's where the crash comes from. When you're doing everything with pure intent and you're doing it because you love to do it and you know God instilled this gift into you to put out into the world, everything else is going to provide itself. I say that all the time. Why I feel like our podcast did so well so soon is because I did it without the intention of blowing up or going viral.
See, that's why we fell in alignment.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything works how it works for a reason.
Exactly. It wasn't because, I'm going to get money if I post this, I'm going to go viral. It's because I wanted to do it. And that's just how it played out. So I love that.
Yeah. I feel like that's the driving force for everything that I do in life. Like I view my artist career as something that changed me over time. It has matured me mentally, literally, because it taught me so much just by being an artist. Like just by being an artist, I learned to allow life to come to me the way it's supposed to, not forced to any way. Everything that has been achieved is just literally falling into my purpose, literally.
Yep.
And I could say for sure, like I agree with you 100%. Like that's how people burn out, chasing the wrong things, going for the wrong things. In all honesty, like I wouldn't be able to do it without being genuine. I literally don't think I would thrive. And you literally be here and gone tomorrow.
Exactly. It doesn't work. I always say that it doesn't work if you're not okay spiritually, mentally, and you have your focus on the wrong things. It won't work.
Right. Like I know so many people doing it for the wrong reasons and they can't get anywhere. I'm like,
that's why
you'll never understand.
Yeah.
Your heart ain't in the right place.
Yeah.
You could be trying to flip burgers, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It ain't got nothing to do with how you feel for real. If you don't really like it, like it's not gonna work.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like everybody is trying to do what everybody else is doing. Oh, this person is successful doing this, so let me do it. But you don't like to do it,
right?
So why are you doing it? You know what I'm saying? Like do what works for you, and even like you said, even if what works for you is flipping burgers, somehow, some way, it's gonna work. Like.
Literally,
you might go viral on TikTok flipping burgers and have your own restaurant. You know what I'm saying? But like you got to be committed to your lifestyle, your path, your journey, and not get distracted by what's going on in this person's lane because now we crashing.
Right. That's the big coincidence of life. I think like people are so fixated on image and what is to be portrayed as popular or the status quo or just
or successful.
Like people are attached to that entirely too heavily. That builds the foundation for insecurity. Exactly. Literally, like you start losing yourself. Insecurity, that's just a pathway, a gateway to depression. Like no bullshit.
And then comparison is a thief of joy. So you comparing yourself, you're comparing yourself to this person, and now you can't find joy within yourself. It's like it just doesn't work. You got to learn how to be okay with the life that you're living. Be okay in your skin. Be okay. Be confident in what you do, and the reason that you're doing it. So that's a really good message. Y'all should take that away from this.
Absolutely. We giving gems today.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason.
So when did you start working with James?
I started working with James. All right. Champagne in the system. I gotta stay right with the dates. I'm trying to think. Like it more than likely was 2021.
And wait, so did you guys met through Ken?
Yeah, I met him through Ken. Ironically, I was Ken's roommate before I even got musically involved with any of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was freshman year, me and Ken stayed the same. He used to be literally getting off starting to make beats. I had no interest in music at that point. But I would walk in his room and he'd be making beats. This is a story I would have to tell people like 30 years from now. I used to walk in his room and he'd be making beats and he'd be like showing me different sounds. I'm seeing how he's like accumulating like his different styles, getting better at it, curating. I was like, man, that's pretty cool. Like I didn't see any self involvement with that though. Like, I never really at that point in time, but it's just over time. Like I think he, right around the pandemic, he was just one of those people who took interest in the music. Like I started to show to other people because it was really like a small crowd. I didn't see my music. Yeah. It just slowly expanded. I was fine with that. That's why it's as big as it is now because I feel like I didn't mind like taking a slow route. Yeah, slow road. Yeah, like I don't have to be like rich and famous like tomorrow. Like that's not my goal. It never was. Right. And so just because of that, I learned to appreciate every step. With every step, it just very much was like confirmation for me that I was doing the right thing. So I wasn't really tripping about like how much time it would have took. I just know I started realizing that it was moving way faster than you could have. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, it was to the point where I could control it. So I was like, all right, I'm fine. Like, I ain't tripping. It's gonna do what it do. Yeah. I'm gonna just let it run its course. Yeah. That's all it was. Like, but yeah, Ken Ken introduced me to James. I had no idea who James was.
James the third.
At all. Like, but when we linked up, it was like the most natural like connection ever built. Like,
yes, he has that about him.
Yeah.
You know? Like that's a gift. He has that about everybody who comes around him is like, he's just so cool. Like, how can you not, you know what I mean? He just makes everybody feel comfortable. Because it's crazy, because the same thing is like, when I can't tell you, I know that we met through Ken, but I can't tell you when exactly, or when we even started realizing how close we were. Like, it was just like, I met him, and then we're like, oh, we're like best friends. I don't know what happened in between that, but it's been some years, and we still like this.
I find solace in that a lot. Like building connections with people, even like when you don't like know them. Like, sometimes it be just the right person. You can trust that. Like, it's something about that trust, that all knowing, that divine connection. Like, that shit is enriching. It's soul enriching.
Yeah.
It's like you'll be around people who really don't like that. Like,
at all.
You won't even realize it. You'd be in the wrong spaces. Like, you're just in the wrong space. Like, you gotta move. You gotta relocate in order to allow yourself to grow. Because sometimes you be watering dead plants, so you be around the wrong people.
I'm learning that too. Discernment is really big in my life right now. Like, I notice I'm the type of person to hang on to people for longer than I should because of comfortability, really. If I'm being honest, it's just I'm comfortable. I know this person, they know me, but I know I'm not supposed to be here. But now I'm learning like discernment. Like, where you going, you cannot stay here. You gotta move.
We still young.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't know too much.
We don't know.
A lot of people we be around, we be trauma bonded.
Yeah.
It don't even be real.
Exactly. And then you wonder why when you hang out with them, you don't feel good, your head hurting, your stomach hurting.
You go home and you be like, fuck on.
Yeah.
Like, you be tripping.
You be drained. You feel worse than you did before you went. Yeah.
You gotta spend like 2-3 days in the crib.
Yeah.
You be in the crib trying to understand, like, why am I tripping?
Yeah, why am I depressed?
I feel messed up. Like, bro, I need to cope.
Yeah. So so I'm sorry, but when you started working with James and y'all started working together musically, what was that like? Because I've heard from his, like I said, him and I have been best friends for a while. So I've heard from him, like, he was telling me about you. Like, do you know who Willy is? I'm like, no. He's like, oh, he's good. Like, he raps, but he's good. Because I know at one point, just being in the environment that we were in Grambling, James was working with a lot of people who was, if I'm being honest, was bullshitting. Like, you know? And so when he had came across working with you, he was like, no, he's actually good. Like, he's got it going on. So what was that like, y'all first session together?
I don't even know, like, how he felt then, but me personally, around that time, I was still, like, in a rookie mindset. Still, like, I'm like, all right, I gotta take what's mine. Like, I came in there, I'm just like, all right, I'm on straight shits today. Whatever you got, throw it at me. I'm hopping on it. I'm freestyling. And I'm coming in here without any bars, but I leave with like 3, 4, 5 songs. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was just the work ethic. Like, I think that really astonished people. I'm fully dedicated to what I do. Like 100%. Like, every time through any studio session, I probably go to more studio sessions than the average human. just off the strength, like, because that's how I feel about what I do. I really love it, like, that much. Like, I really love doing music. Like, it's not about the love for it as much as, like, how much it does for me. Like, making music keeps me sane. I cannot function without making music. So therefore, when I got into, like, you know, in the circle with James and Ken and whoever was involved over there, I looked at it. I was mellow, a little competitive, but at the same time, I just, like, enjoyed being in that environment. It was something that helped me nurture my own creativity and my own understanding for self. I was still figuring out who I was. It was a long time period where, like, I was still in the military and doing the music thing, and I was just, like, separating slowly. I felt both sides of me just, like, pulling, like, tugging away. And then eventually I got out the military. And it was the best thing I ever did. It was the best thing I ever did. It was the best.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you. prayer service. That was time period, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Taught me so much. Even just the experience of leaving. Like, I realized what my true calling was. James got to witness the whole thing. That was pretty fun.
And you were a baby, right? Like you were the youngest out of that whole group.
Quite honestly, like literally the youngest. But it's like with life, I've always been the youngest, like around who I've been around. Like I used to hang around old heads all the time. That's why like, I got such a older demeanor like about myself. Probably I don't know, but I honestly demote that just how I am because I'm old soul. But yeah, like being with James, I was just always hungry, especially around the time. I never stopped. My hunger never really like went down. I still work the same. Like when I was working by myself, I did a lot. When I was with James, I did a lot. When I was with Greg, I did a lot. Even now with Ken, I do a lot. Being around them, I feel like it helped them and it helped me.
Yeah.
We sharpen our iron, you know what I'm saying? Being with them, it allowed me to see the capacity of how far it could go, even if we was just in that motherfucker talking delusional.
No, that's important. Like I'm telling you, I sat in on these conversations and I don't even do music. And I was like, damn, y'all, we finna go crazy.
Gee, I'm trying
to tell you. I'm not even in there. I'm like, yeah, we finna go crazy.
You feel it though. Like the energy, when we talking like that though, it be genuine. Like that's what's scary about it to me, because that's what gave me patience. I was like, okay, but we talking about it. This is real. Like this is actually like not fathomable. But it was like at the same time, I could see it. The vision, like
it's that confirmation. Like, oh yeah, I'm exactly where I need to be.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And it literally like only trickles down to like manifesting your actual reality. Like I feel like we very much created everything that's been going on like over time just by continuously working towards it and talking about it. Working towards it and talking about it. Hand in hand. And two, you can't.
And then having a community of people who are pouring into each other. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You have an environment and a community of people who are constantly affirming you and speaking life into what y'all are doing. That's important too.
Find your soul group. That's what you need to find do, your people. For real, because without that, you would really be lost. It's not like you need, but because some people do. Some people don't need it, but I feel like me personally, the way I felt at the time, I didn't feel like I needed it. But I did. Looking
back, it's like that definitely helped.
Oh, it did so much for me. I was able to learn so much from them. They learned so much from me. At the same time, we needed each other. Like, even in like outside of the music, like these are my best friends. Yeah. These are my brothers. Like, this is not like just people who I say like people I just met in my life. Like, really went through thick and thin.
The trenches of growth.
You feel me? Like, this not no joke. You can't even put it into words for people for real. This, like, really going to this, like, just being out there in that environment, like, it was a lot going on, like, all the time. So, having that safe haven of just confiding in my friends definitely saved me.
And then on top of that, they're on the same mission as you too. You know, ain't no hating, ain't no we trying to climb on top of each other. It's like we all trying to get there, no matter who get there first.
Yeah, like I really appreciate that over time. Like, even with me and my roommate Shug, like he was like really one of the first people I saw making music that inspired me to like actually do it myself and take it serious. Because I remember when I was in technical training, the first time I actually was behind the microphone, it was from one of my friends, Fresh. I was in literally, I think we was like in between, like just doing a bunch of stuff. I had like not too many friends when I was out there. He was from New York. He's still in the military, I believe. But he was like, yeah, record something. I was like, are you joking?
Right, me?
First of all, I'm not even comfortable doing it. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even like the sound of my voice at that time. Obviously, I didn't remotely write any music ever before that. But even with that, like, I didn't care for what I did. It was the fact that I did it. Yeah. It helped me see that it was possible. You know, I be thinking about that to this day. Like, man, what if you never put me behind that mic that one time? But like, bigger than that, you fall in alignment.
And isn't it crazy how? So I'm listening, and I'm listening to how you were roommates with Ken at the time, no interest in music, and then Ken and James, like how everything just kind of works itself out when you put yourself in a position to really fulfill your purpose. And it's like, dang, and even how I know you, how I know James, how I know Ken, like it's like a web, you know?
Yeah, and I think it's important to talk about that because people get on platforms and just talk about themselves and stuff.
Yeah, like it's a team effort. It's
a lot that went into this shit.
Yeah, it's a team.
I gotta get out of the background.
Yeah, that's why I always say like I like to start the podcast by letting people know how I know everyone because it really is it's important. You know, like it's like a web. I knew this person at this time. Like, I knew Ken since freshman year. Again, had no idea who James was. He introduced me to James some years later. Can't tell you how James and I got close, but we did. We're still close to this day. I met you. I met Dre. I met outside of them, but Dre's even one of my close friends. That's like my brother. Right. Yeah. And we're all somehow in this.
Me and Dre got even closer through this past year. Like, it was just so much going on. Like, everybody, I feel like I got a chance to really get close with, like, out of the set. Like, everybody, like, throughout a time period. Me and Greg were together every day for a while. Me and Ken was together every day for a while, and James and Dre, like everybody, and Suge. Like I didn't spend the most time with everybody. I think like that's me, my personal opinion. People could say otherwise, and I'm fine with that. But that's truly what I believe.
I see. Okay, so let's get into the music. Okay. How many projects do you have out right now?
Hold on, because it's a lot. It's really a lot. I got 2 separate pages too. I have Willy's Interlude. That's the page that I started out with. Everybody is an artist. I don't know how they do their music and how they structure it, but I'm very analytical and very much like I'm a critic of my own like discography, like ridiculously. So after like I took some time to myself and stopped dropping for a second, I made a new page. Now this came from even like dealing with James, ironic. I dropped 3 projects under Willy's Interlude and a couple singles, but the last project I dropped on Willy's Interlude page was the WillyNova project. Now that's what birthed the artist that you're speaking to today.
So now you gotta say all that again while we film.
We're not film. Oh,
no, we just. Well, I was gonna ask the question again.
Oh, well, I'm still rolling. So I've been rolling for like since when
since it stopped.
Okay. Pretty much since she came in. Like I just started recording.
Okay, we could just cut when I answer the phone.
Sure.
And then you could pick back up what you just said.
Yeah, I'll fix that in post.
Okay, so how many projects was it though in total?
3 on that page. 4, 7 total.
Okay, and do you have a favorite right now?
A favorite project. My favorite project by me is Unreleased.
Okay. Fair enough. And so, when did you start getting traction on TikTok?
Misconception to a lot of people. It took a little time. Everybody think it was just like overnight. No, I literally went through the phase of getting like no views, and I just was like thugging through it. I didn't care. Like, people gonna see it. They're gonna see it regardless. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of patience. I think that's what makes me different than a lot of people. Like, but I can't. I think it was like around 20, like the end of 2021. Maybe like even beginning. I was like just thinking like, okay, nobody's gonna post music to my TikTok sounds. I have to do it myself.
Yeah.
And I was completely fine with that. Like, I think like over time, like I just accumulated like if I do at least 50 to a sound myself,
one of them,
like people gonna start obviously catching on and like people. But I was like, I did it so differently than other people. I wasn't just like making regular TikToks. I was just being myself and like really like just showing people the music. I would talk about it. First of all, I didn't post TikToks with any other sounds other than my own music. I still do that to this day because it's like, even with my Instagram, like I don't even post on TikTok. I mean, Snapchat like that, or like Twitter for real. Like social media is completely devoted to my music, like really completely. I don't really talk about much else.
Yeah, as you should.
I mean, I don't really care for social media too heavy, like as far as like the aspect of what it really represents. So like I use it for the tool that it is.
Mm-hmm.
Then I see what it has done. Like I'm not gonna be like, nah, fuck social media.
Yeah.
It
helps. Just
put money in my pocket right now.
Yeah.
It's definitely opening up the doors that I need to walk through.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I definitely look at it as like a positive effect that it had over time. Like, but it was like around maybe like right before I dropped The Burning Bush. The Burning Bush came out May 20th, the day before my birthday of last year. Now, leading up to that, between January and May, that's when I started really like taking it serious. I think like right around the beginning of the year, I would post like maybe sometimes it would be like 5 times a day. Just heavy. Like I was looking at it in an aspect is like if I oversaturated it with like, you damn near gotta annoy motherfuckers. Like it ain't nothing wrong with being like a heckler when it comes to like your own shit. Like this is my shit, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, what you mean? I'm bugging. No, this is me.
I'm gonna post as much as I want.
I'm gonna post as much as I want. And what's gonna happen from that?
You can block me, you can unfollow me, you know.
Literally, I'm fine with that. What does that do? It literally allows you to weed out the people who don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the best part about that. And I'm cool with making people mad. I never really was a people person. But I knew the people who would stick around from that, they stuck around for a reason. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you really like it. Like, okay, yeah, I need you on my team.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna show love to you just off the gristle of you showing love to me because we didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? People show love, and that's like really what I based my career off of, like the love that was community. Like as far as like my TikTok goes, like I don't look at it as like just an opportunity to just blast my face at people like screens. It's like literally making friends. Like I got a lot of producer friends, a lot of artist friends, just off of being on that platform, using it to my best abilities to like just connect with people all across the world. I got friends in Switzerland, like real life, like people all across the country, like, all across the world, like overseas. Just people who really tapped in, like really enjoyed the sound of the type of music. Like I make music for very introspective people who like to sit and listen. Like really, like you're not gonna really like get the full experience of my music until like the 5th time because you're like, oh, like, you really gotta let it sit in. Like you want to enjoy it off the first listen. Don't get me wrong, it's not ass, but it's like the thing is you're gonna really start to gain understanding. Like, you're gonna gain real understanding when you start to break down the encryptions of the lyrics and listen to the beat for what it really means because music is spiritual. It's not something to be played with. This is serious.
Yeah, for sure.
The message you put in your music is important.
It's important, for sure. And so you have a new project coming up soon. God is Love.
God is Love.
What's that? What's the inspiration behind God is Love?
Everything we just talked about.
Okay.
See,
I love that.
And it makes it so easy to jump right into it because it's like a segue point. God is Love. It represents the community. It represents what we sharing. Like, you know what I'm saying? What we doing right now. This is literally the experience of love. Like, nobody came here because it was forced. Everybody came here because they wanted to. Everybody agreed to be in the space. Everybody is very much, you know what I'm saying, like connected.
Supported.
Yeah, supported. You feel it. Like, it's genuine. Mm-hmm. That's what God is Love. God is Love is like, you could look at it in a way very simply, but you also can look at it very, very much in-depthly at the same time. Like, love is God. God is love. Now, one thing I know for sure, we know nothing of what God looks like.
Yeah.
But we share His love. And that's what we understand as for God to be. That love that He put here for us to share it. And without that, it's darkness, confusion, very much strife, confliction, whatever you want to call it. But this project represents
the opposite.
Yes, very much the opposite. And you could look at it as like, oh, it's just a bunch of positive music. No, not necessarily. It's like, it's direction. Like, music is gems. Like, God is Love is about really listening to me talk about what it's to be like really in love with your passion. Like I want to inspire others not to just, of course, make music, but like really find what is for you and be it 100%. Because that's what I think the real meaning of life is to give love and do what you love. And without that, you lose your enrichment for your soul. Like that's what allows people. It makes people bitter. It makes people people not like themselves in a reflection of that. Other people don't like them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It starts with yourself. So you must find what really feeds and nurtures your creativity, your the inner child. And that's what I do every day. Like I live life as a grown adult, but a kid. I be having fun, bro. Whatever I'm doing, I'm making fun out of it. I think that's what people missing nowadays. That's what the project is. It's supposed to represent that.
Okay, and so you had a business,
and it's fly as fuck too, though. So don't forget that part.
Okay, don't forget that. So you had a trip recently to New York in regards to the project. Right?
Yeah. In regards to the project and some bigger things.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna talk. We're not gonna get too much into your business. Yeah. But so what was that like? Was that your first business trip? As it comes to your music?
Or no? Basically, like in full regards, yes. I would agree. Yes.
Okay. And so what was that like? Like you got to work with some other creatives. I'm assuming some other artists, producers, videographers. What was that like? Yeah. Was that like a what the hell is my life right now?
It felt very, very euphoric, very unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was for me personally. I feel like I enjoyed the experience the way I was supposed to, because I looked at it as like it was an opportunity to just enjoy like doing what I love in a different space with different people, more people involved, more people. Like what I was so more shocked to me is that people actually give a shit. Like you know what I'm saying? So like I was so removed from like just the outside world or doing what I do like with the music and being with other people and letting them be in that world. Like it was different because like you know all these ideas stem from the brain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For people to actually partake in discussions with me about the future of what just began as a thought, like the mere morsel of an idea, is mind-boggling.
Okay, wait, pause. Battery's low.
Glad you called that.
Yeah.
All good though. Yep.
How much time we got? I mean, we already at like what, 45 minutes?
Oh yeah. We still have a little bit of time. I'm just gonna need to do this. Reset this battery real fast. Here we go. That's why I brought this just in case.
I told y'all I'd be paranoid about the audio going out, so I'm like looking.
You can still keep going. I might have to figure. Yeah, this one looks like the batteries are dying now. Dang, I'm running through these double A's. And I just put them on today.
You like that?
Yep. Not yet. Shoot, we better no jumper.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
This ain't
no jumper. This is better than no jumper.
Because
this is for the people.
Because we ain't got no racists. Here you go. We should be all set.
Okay.
There we go.
Where the hell we left off?
We were at New York. You were talking about you were at New York and you were seeing you were very euphoric. Yeah. That was a euphoric experience.
First, I would like to talk about just how much I love New York. I'm from Chicago, but we got a lot in common. Like just the speed, the rhythm of the culture. I was always very much infatuated with just like the culture of New York, just because that's always what I've been into. I feel like I that's like my calling, like my type of space, that type of environment. Hip hop was birthed in New York.
Yeah.
Off that alone, I had to be there.
Yeah.
I had to go see by it myself.
So you felt at home.
Yeah. I felt very much at home. I was very familiar with it, but I also studied New York obviously like over time. So like being out there was definitely like it was like that first hit.
Yeah.
That very first hit. Like, that's what it felt like. So like I got there like super late at night. It was probably like 12ish, 1 in the morning.
How long were you there?
I was there for about 5 days and going back for a week though, in July.
Okay. So what can you tell us about the New York trip? As far as maybe collaborations or he's like, nah, not much, huh?
I could tell you.
I mean, you don't have to. Whatever you tell
you.
You know.
I got a joint with Bishop Naru.
Okay.
That's coming out on the next project. I got some collaborations with Willyynova. That's my guy. I met him through James.
I've seen some stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
He's nice.
Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah.
Don't play with him. Willyynova. As far as like other collaborations, more so with a bunch of producers.
Okay.
I know the next trip is going to be even more crazy, just
cause. Okay.
But yeah, I did a lot of work out there too. Like I shot 3 music videos. 3 music videos are coming out. I did several studio sessions. With those studio sessions, a lot of work came in it. So just a lot of work. Like I haven't dropped any music this year. In contrast to how much I've been dropping music over the last 3, for the next drops to be like the most biggest.
Yeah.
Like for that reason, like these is gonna be like life changing in my eyes. Like I'm no, it's no longer like
play. It's no longer play.
It's no more jokes. Game's over. Play.
Yeah. So wait, when
shit now. Get into the real shit.
Do you have a release date for God Is Love? Or no?
July.
Okay.
I'm gonna just say July.
Summertime. Okay. So, is there anything else that we didn't hit on quite yet? We got a little bit of time. Anything you want to... Okay, here's another question. When people listen to God Is Love, I know we kind of touched on it, but like, what's something that you want them to receive from it, from you, from WillyNova? What's the takeaway?
I feel like what I want people to receive from it, the freedom in it. Okay. I say that more of anything. I like to break rules. I like to, but at the same time, I want you to see the work ethic of it, like to put towards it. Like, I did several projects. I'm really good at just making music and just making it fast, and like even at the same time, making it super duper fast. I'm very good at like structure. I'm very structured, perfectionist like yourself. I'm a heavy critic of myself. Like it's ridiculous. Like, I will write like 4 verses and like scrap 3 of them, and then like build off of those 3, and like somehow twist them into something different. Like the way I can do music is so like uncharted. Like you will never understand it through words. But as far as like for this project, I want people to see, like, just like in every other project that I've released before, the elevation. Not only that, but the genius in it. Like, cause it's like it's really, I did my best to like make it something that I feel is like not just professional, because I do everything with professionalism, I believe, but truly view it as a movie, like an experience. Like the project God Is Love is like, it's not just music to me. As far as everything else I've done, I know it's better in my view, but gives a shit what I think. You know, everybody gonna have their own opinion. But God Is Love it's been a wrap up of 5 to 6 months of work being done. In contrast to where I used to do projects in 3 weeks. Yeah. And people will still receive it well. But 5 to 6 months. A lot has happened. A lot has happened in 5 to 6 months. And for me to take that long to make a project is just something totally different for me. I feel like God is love is going to really like be my magnum opus, like no cap. So I want people to receive it well, obviously, but more so is like an experience and not just another project people get, because it's like, to me, it's rare. It's a lot of music that's coming out today. It's a lot of oversaturated with like just different tones, different frequencies. I'm putting out a different frequency with this project. It's a lot different than the industry take. A lot different than like even the underground. Like I'm separating myself from both. That's my whole view. Like I feel like I'm kind of at the premises like both of them. Like my music appeals to a vast majority of like different groups. Like I hear people tell like it was a joke to me at first, but some dude really commented on my TikTok. I was like, "Yo, bro, my grandma put me on your shit," and I was like, "What, nigga? You bullshit." But it was like I had posted on Instagram. He slid up. He was like, "I was this." Like, bro, that's insane.
That's so dope.
Yeah, and then like my little brother, I go home. He'd be like, "I was watching your story one time." He's like, "That's Willyynova." He's like, "Yeah, that's my brother." Like, Willynova's your brother? Like, so it's like even little kids listen to music. Like, obviously people my age relate to it, but it's the I view myself as ages. Like, souls don't have age. So for any congregation of ages to relate to it or feel as if they can take part in what's I'm putting out in the world, it means a lot. And more than that, I know that it's a reflection of what this next project is about to be about. Because it's so much more than just me talking about myself. People find ways to relate to my music in so many different ways, even beyond the curation of how I structure how each song flows into the next, or how the beat makes you feel. Like people just they genuinely be high. Like this is ear crack, bro. This is not just
ear crack. I love that.
But yeah, like I hope people receive it as like a genuine experience that's like outside of just music. Like you could look at it as in like that's why it's something to offer, not just me telling people, "Hey, go listen to my music." So I want you to like me. Like I don't care if you like me or not. Like I want this to be. That's why I feel like a lot of people know my name or like and don't really know me for real, like just because of the music and like, but because they know my music, they know me. And that is the connection itself. Like, without me being as authentic and raw and honest in my music, it wouldn't be that.
Yeah. Okay, so what can we expect from you in the future, or where do you see yourself in the next couple years? Next year, even?
I see myself on a whole lot of rapper shit. Whole lot of like just like well endowed, like very much just everything I've been on times 12. Like I always said that before, but it's like this just means even more in the point that I am in life now, because it sounds much different saying it today, 2023. In contrast to like how conversations used to be in solitude with me and my homie James. Me and James would talk. We'd talk about all this shit we're gonna do in the future, and like I'm literally in it right now,
doing it,
living it. So it's like I'm just thankful to God.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I think we hit every mark.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was great. Thank you for coming on. We can't wait to see what you have going on in the future. We're going to be looking out for God is Love. We're going to make sure to tag your Instagram so people can go follow.
That's also an affirmation. Like, I'm forcing people to just say God is love. Like, honestly, like, you don't even got to really it. But, like, saying God is love is like, it's an
you're saying it, you know?
It makes you resonate with it regardless. Like, it's a trick. I'm tricking.
Is that he manipulating y'all? At least he doing it with God.
Yeah.
We love that. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in on this episode of On the Come Up with KG. Y'all make sure to go follow, look out for God is Love, and we will see you guys on next week's episode.
WillyNova with 2 Y's, always 2 Y's.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Like that was